Welcome to another video. I wanted to get this video posted sooner, but you know, life happens. You get busy. But today I'm just walking around in my backyard here. It's a beautiful view of the mountains over here, as you can see. It's out enjoying nature. We've had some pretty cold temperatures over the past few weeks. It's been down in the, well, teens, 20s for the high temperature. Today it's around 40, so this is a real treat. Nice to get outside in the sun, feel that warm sun on my face. Just love it. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the things that Santa brought for me for Christmas. I got some camping supplies. Been doing a lot of dreaming about camping lately. I really miss it. It's like all I can think about right now is I want to go camping. But it's been too cold. I've been kind of on the lookout for a warm weekend, milder weekend. I would take something like this. I would go, but every time we get a mild weekend, it's rain. And, you know, that's not much fun, going camping in the rain when it's cold. So hopefully we'll get one of those. My van, Vinny, the camper van, is in the shop right now. It's having some exhaust work. It has a few holes in the exhaust system, so that's not good. I wanted to get that fixed. My roof vent also is leaking, so that needs a new seal, so they're doing that also. So hopefully I'll have the van back soon. I was hoping to do some, you know, adding a little bit of storage solutions. Been thinking about that a lot too. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about frugality and being frugal. It's on a lot of people's mind right now with the cost of living, cost of everything is being so high. I know I see a lot of people struggling right now, so I just want to share with you a few things that I do to save money. And also show you my nature immersion for the week. I just went to a local park. I didn't feel like driving. I didn't have a whole lot of time this week, so I did go to a local park and walk around a little bit with the dogs, so I'll show you that. And also show you my some of what I cooked for the week. Some really healthy and easy and frugal meals. So let's go. First I want to show you a few other things I've been dreaming about. One being gardening. I grow a lot of herbs. So this is what my sage currently looks like. It is almost mid-January, and this is still usable. A lot of it has kind of died back, but there's still some pretty good, healthy looking sage leaves there. So if I wanted to use that in a recipe, I would certainly come out here, grab a few and use them. I wouldn't think of making my Thanksgiving stuffing without adding sage. It's also really good on fish. Medicinally, sage has a drying effect. It's very good if you have a sore throat. You can make a tea with the dried herbs, cool it off, and gargle with it. It's also nice if you add some honey when it's still warm and mix that in and use that as a gargle, and it's very soothing for a sore throat, especially if you have a lot of excessive mucus. This is what's left of another herb that I grow. This is Monarda fistulosa. It has a beautiful purple flower, and the leaves, when they're dried, they have kind of an oregano-like flavor, so it's really good to use as an oregano substitute. And actually, if you take one of these little dried up flower heads and smell it, you can still smell that oregano-like scent. Nice little herb to grow, easy to grow. It spreads pretty easily, and it's really pretty. This is what the flower looks like when it's in bloom. It's very pretty and very nice to grow in your garden. Medicinally, this plant can be used much like sage for sore throats. You can make a tea and use that as a gargle. You can also use it in a steam inhalation for sinus problems. And it is also a mild nerve vine, meaning that it has a mild calming effect on the nerves. This is what's left of my Brussels sprouts. I really don't have much luck growing these. They get really small. They don't get big for me, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Have you ever grown Brussels sprouts and have any pointers? Let me know, please. This is where my asparagus grows. Comes up every year. It's one of the first garden veggies that come up. Not a whole lot, but you know, it's not one of my favorite veggies, but I just grow enough for a few meals. And it does really well in this spot. This is my sour cherry tree. I've been getting loads and loads of cherries from it from the past few years. Enough to make several pints of cherry preserves and a few cherry cobblers. These are some pictures I took in the spring of the cherries on the tree. As you can see, it's a very prolific producer of cherries. And I just love picking my cherries and using them to make delicious things like this cherry preserves that I can, and I have all winter. And this is a cherry lemonade that I also make with some of the cherry juice, just cherries, lemon, and a little sugar. In this spot, I have my marshmallow growing. Marshmallow is a very nice demulcent, meaning it's kind of moistening to the body. So if you have dry throat or anything like that, sipping on marshmallow tea can help with that. I also grow comfrey in this spot. I don't really use it for anything, but it's pretty. It attracts bees. It is a medicinal plant. Both the leaf and the root are medicinal. And this is my little garden guardian. My daughter named it Fluffy when she was a kid, so I thought that was pretty cute. It's the guardian of the garden. And here at the foundation of the house, this weed is pretty prolific in our area, and you can put it in salads. It tastes pretty mild as long as it's young. When it gets a little older, it does get a bit fibrous and chewy, but it has a really mild flavor. It's very high in nutrients, and it's really nice in a salad. And as you can see, it's still pretty green. I mean, this is, you know, you could salvage some of it to use in a salad at this point in mid-January. And here is like the older stuff that had died back already. Here we have some stinging nettle. These little babies are just kind of coming up there. They won't get big till the spring, but I just love looking at all this green stuff when it's so cold out. It just gives me hope for the spring. And there's a lot of motherwort in here also. So stinging nettles is another medicinal plant. The leaf, the seed, and the root are medicinal, and it's a very highly nutritious food. You don't want to touch it or eat it when it's raw. It does need to be cooked or dried. You can make infusions out of it and drink it as a tea. It's very high in nutrients that way. Or you can cook it and use it in omelets or any way you would use spinach. There's a lot of motherwort growing in here also. I made the mistake of planting it one year and it spreads like wildfire. Motherwort is called Leonoris cardiaca. That's its Latin name, and it is used to support heart health. So this is some nice lush nettle taken in the spring. So the leaf medicinally, it's very rich in vitamins and minerals. It's got some vitamin C, vitamin K. It contains calcium. That being said, it can be helpful for keeping your bones healthy. The seed, one of my teachers has used the seed for degenerative kidney disease. The root is also used medicinally, and it's used for BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia. I also want to add that the leaf is also a diuretic, but unlike pharmaceutical diuretics, it will not deplete potassium. This is a rugosa rose bush. These are very common up in New England, like around the Cape Cod area, around the water. I actually purchased this up in New Hampshire at an herbal conference years and years ago. And it grows beautiful, fragrant roses. Roses are just so uplifting to the heart. You can make tea with them. You can infuse them in honey. Just make sure the roses that you're using have not been sprayed with anything. And they always look forward to the spring, to that first whiff of roses. It's very uplifting, great aromatherapy too. You can't help but smile when you smell roses. Here we have some rose hips. This is from the Rugosa rose. They are larger than other varieties of rose, and these make a nice tart drink. You can chop them up, dry them, and infuse them in hot water to make a nice tea. They're very high in antioxidants. I do grow some herbs in pots. I have some rosemary here that's definitely still usable. And in the back is some parsley. It's not doing too well, but there's still a few sprigs there. If I wanted to use a little bit, I could pick that. Some more parsley in this pot. Doesn't look very happy. In here, there's the pups. Hi! This was a lemon verbena, which I usually plant every year, and I dry the leaves for tea. It makes a really delicious tea. I find the tea to be relaxing. Here's lemon verbena in its prime. You can also use it culinarily. You can chop it up fresh wherever you want a nice fresh lemony flavor. So like pancakes, muffin, or sauces. So Santa knew exactly what I wanted this year. He brought me this really nice zero gravity lounger. He actually brought me a 2-pack. So I have one for the van and I'll keep one at home. And it folds up and it leans back. You can stretch out and relax. I can't wait to use that when I go camping in the spring. He brought me a new step stool to get my van. I'm currently using a little plastic one and it's not good. It's cheap, it's light, and it's always falling over on me. So this one is very sturdy and I can adjust the height. I got a heat diffuser for my camp stove. Because I'm always burning stuff, the heat doesn't distribute very evenly when you're cooking. So hopefully that'll help. I also received a folding table, which will come in handy for all my campfire cooking. I got this little kitchen gadget set. There's a little pizza cutter, a peeler, ginger grater, cheese grater, and a bottle opener. So that'll come in handy in my kitchen when I cook. I got this cool multi-tool with a little hatchet, hammer, a bunch of blades. It's like a knife, little screwdriver, a couple of saw blades, and another bottle opener. And it's pretty heavy and sturdy, so I think that'll come in handy. So overall, a lot of useful stuff. So the first thing I made this week is a ratatouille, and these are the veggies I use: some mushrooms, garlic, onions, eggplant, zucchini, celery, and some fresh parsley. Chopped everything up, put it in a roasting pan, tossed it with some olive oil, some spices. I think I used some thyme, basil, salt, and pepper. I added a can of chopped up olives and a can of diced tomatoes. And that is what it looked like when it came out of the oven. And I also purchased an organic chicken and I roasted that as well. And here is what it looks like when I packed it up for one of my work lunches. I sprinkled it with some Parmesan cheese. My next meal was an acorn squash, and this is my seed blend I use. I just fry it up in a little bit of well, actually this is melted butter, and you put the seed mixture in there and you fry it until it's fragrant. I added some pumpkin seeds and they start popping, and then I added some chopped onion. The spice blend is some cumin seed, black cumin seed or nigella, and black and yellow mustard seeds mixed with some turmeric. And there's how it turned out. When it was done, I just used that to stuff the squash. It's mixed with some wild rice and lentils. And here's what it looks like. This is one of my work lunches. I just cut one of the squashes in half and I added 2 of the chicken legs and some broccoli and carrots. This is a breakfast I made. It's some onions and a can of sardines chopped up. And those are the sardines that I used. Added some chopped garlic, fried it up, added a couple of eggs, and that's what it looked like. I added some chopped Kalamata olives on top, and I have some dried figs and some string beans with goji berries. Now, I've made this breakfast before, and it's not one that I make a whole lot, and when I ate it, I remembered why. The tastes are just kind of too strong for me for breakfast. I think it would be better as a lunch or a dinner. Too garlicky, too sardiny for me to eat that early in the morning. I tend to like more mild foods after I wake up. I probably won't make this for breakfast anymore. But it's super healthy, tons of omegas, and really tasty. The third meal I made with that roast chicken is chicken and mushroom soup. It's in a creamy broth base, and it is super good. And I made a couple servings to eat this week and a few for the freezer. The fourth and final meal I made from that roast chicken is chicken salad. And I actually had 2 servings of this. One I had on a gluten-free everything bagel. I love these Odo bagels. They're super thin, and if you toast them, they get really crispy and delicious. And then I had the leftover chicken salad with some crackers another day and some cut up vegetables. I love using avocado mayonnaise, and I put some walnuts and dried cranberries and chopped celery and onions in my chicken salad, and it's really good. So in all, I got about 6 servings from that organic chicken. Not bad at all for a $13 chicken. So this is the avocado mayonnaise that I use. I like this brand, and if you look at the ingredients, it's pretty clean. So all it is avocado oil, filtered water, egg yolks, whole eggs, distilled vinegar, mustard, salt, and rosemary extract. The only thing I would like to see different is organic ingredients, but this is non-GMO. If you have watched the Lulu's Way channel here on YouTube, you may have seen the video she made when she met her friend Luann, and they made fireball oatmeal because I guess she ran out of cinnamon. So she tried Fireball instead. So it sounded really interesting to me, and I wanted to try it. So I did. I had cinnamon, but I just wanted to try it and see what it tasted like. It wasn't bad. I don't know about boozy oatmeal for breakfast, but if I didn't have any cinnamon and I really wanted cinnamon in my oatmeal, I would definitely do it again. So coming from an Italian family, it is our tradition to celebrate the Feast of the Seven Fishes, which is an old Italian American tradition, which says on Christmas Eve you eat 7 fishes. Some families do less than 7, some do more. I only did 6 this year, and this is the first one, which is a crab dip with a plate full of crackers and veggies to dip. Our second, third, and fourth fishes are stuffed clams, stuffed scallops, and coconut shrimp with dipping sauce. The fifth and sixth fishes are anchovies and calamari in this spaghetti with calamari dinner. This has typically been the most anticipated dinner of the year in my family. It's a pasta with calamari, anchovies, and we add walnuts and pine nuts and a few other ingredients. My grandma always used to make this, and The family has always tried to reproduce it, but no one makes it as good as grandma's. So I want to talk about frugality today. It's a topic that's been coming up a whole lot recently with the cost of everything skyrocketing. Even people who have two income earners in their family are struggling like I've never seen before in my lifetime. I see it all over. But there are ways that you can save some money. The first one I want to talk about is food. Of course, we don't want to waste food. What I do, I plan my meals very carefully. Sometimes I'll scour the sales ads to see what's on sale at the stores that I shop at without, driving a huge distance and using a lot of gas. So I'll plan my meals around what I can get for a good amount of money, and I'll plan my meals around that. I'll make a list and I'll try to stick to that as much as I can. Of course, I only want to buy healthy foods. I try not to buy all the processed junk. So I don't really do coupons because, coupons, most of them that I see are for processed junk foods and stuff like that. So about once a week, I'll go through my fridge and I'll see anything that is about to go bad. And I'll try to make something with it. You have to be kind of creative, and that takes some time. Learn how to cook for sure. If you don't know how to cook, go on to YouTube. There's thousands and thousands of cooking videos. I'll show you how to make delicious, healthy foods. Go to your thrift store if you like books better than watching videos. There's always cookbooks you can get at your thrift stores. You can also make more than one meal at a time. You can make a whole pot full of a meal and you can freeze some of it. So on those days where you don't have anything made, you come home from work, you're tired, you don't have anything in the house, you don't feel like cooking or going out and picking something up and spending more money, you can just go into your freezer and pick a meal, pop it in the oven or your microwave, and you'll have a good, healthy meal in no time. So another big chunk of our income, if you have pets, you're spending a lot of money if you're giving them proper veterinary care and a decent diet. I just finished paying off surgery for one of my old dogs. I have two dogs. This one is about 12 years old and she had a cancerous tumor, so that needed to be removed. And I just got finished paying that off, and I'm only saying once these dogs are done, I'm just going to foster. And fostering is a wonderful option if you want to have a pet but you can't afford it. Just go to your local shelter and inquire about it. They usually have all types of dogs, puppies, which usually come in pairs or multiple puppies. I know a lot of shelters like to keep them together. So if you love puppies and you're home a lot, puppy fostering might be a great option for you. They have hospice cases that, these old dogs that are sick dogs, they don't deserve to spend their life in a shelter. Go to your shelter and see if there are any dogs on hospice or an older dog. If you're a very dog savvy person, they often have dogs that have behavioral issues. So if you're experienced with that, please go foster one of these dogs and work with them, maybe rehab them, and give them a chance at adoption and having a great home. The shelters usually pick up all the vet bills and they'll provide you with food and supplies and everything you need. So there's no cost involved other than your love and time. Another way I like to save money, I like to travel. I like to go see different places, but hotels are very expensive. Air travel is very expensive. So I camp, as you may know, if you see my first video, I have a camper van that I built it out myself. I purchased a used cargo van with a high roof, and I just watched YouTube video after YouTube video learning how to build it out myself, and I did that. It took me about 6 months. It was like one of the best things I've ever done. So now I can go camping whenever my schedule permits. I can just throw everything in there, grab some food and clothes and everything, and just go. Usually do that on weekends in the summer. If you go to state parks, you can camp for, like, if you don't get a site with a hookup, maybe $20-25 a night. You can't get a hotel for even near that much money. And it's fun if you like the outdoors. If it's not for everybody, but if it's your thing, it's a really good alternative. to expensive travel. If you don't have a van, you don't need one. Just get a tent. I know people around my age and older, sleeping on the ground is not an option, but you know, nowadays they have cots and they have all sorts of different tent setups to improve your comfort level. So, you know, if you're interested, look into that. It's definitely totally worth it. Gas for your car is another expense. Car maintenance, the cost of the car itself. You need to ask yourself before you buy a car. I know a lot of people spend loads and loads of money on these luxury cars, but you can go out and get a car for, you know, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000. It's going to be an older car. It's not going to be a luxury car, probably. It's going to have higher mileage, but that car will get you to the very same places that an expensive luxury car will get you. You're not going to have that status symbol. That I think that's what a lot of people are going for when they buy these luxury cars. It seems that everyone I know who has these expensive cars, they're always in the shop. I bought a 10-year-old Subaru less than a year ago. Didn't pay a whole lot for it, but it's reliable. It gets me where I need to be. It's comfortable, and I like it. It's functional, and I saved a lot of money from, you know, rather than purchasing something new or fancier. Gas money is another thing. You know, smaller cars usually use less gas, so that's something to consider. Consolidate your trips. Like try to do all your trips in one day, do your grocery shopping and any other errands that you need to do, especially if your stops are on the way. So, you know, see if anyone in your family can do some errands for you if they're in an area, or if you have friends or something. Say, hey, can you stop here for me? So that'll save me a trip and save some gas. So that's another great way to save some money. Another way to save money is to differentiate your wants versus your needs. So before you buy something, ask yourself, do I really need this, or is it something I just want? Like that TV that you see at your appliance store. It looks really nice. It's maybe bigger than the one I have and higher definition, but do I really need it? I have a TV. I mean, I can watch the same stuff on it. So, yeah, you know, it's very important to determine your wants over your needs. Another great way to save money is to shop at thrift stores for your clothing. Clothes are very expensive. This outfit that I have on is totally thrifted. You can get some really good stuff and save a lot of money. Do you really want to put your feet in this icy water? Watching my video. I hope you've been inspired to cook healthy homemade meals using real food and save some money along the way. Don't forget to get outside and enjoy nature, especially during these cold, dark winter months. It really does wonders for your mental health. Do you have any favorite ways that you like to save money? Do you have any frugal meals that are healthy? Please let me know down in the comments, and please smash that subscribe button. I will see you in the next video.